Alright everybody, welcome back. It's Dan at Valhalla Games. Just wanted to share with you today my latest arrival. So, thanks to War Games Atlantic, I have on release this box of BEF. I'm really looking forward to sticking these together. They seem very versatile. Loads of uses. Home Guard, BEF, Early War, and also slightly later war and some other armies. And in particular, one that interests me and Rex, which is the New Zealanders, or the 2nd New Zealand Division in Greece. Alright, what I'll do is I'm going to pull a sprue out of this and we'll have a look at the sprue and have a talk through and see what there is on there. See you soon. Alright everybody, let's start off at the sprue. So at the top, reversed to us, you can see some ammo pouches for the rifleman and the Bren. You can see the service revolver holster there, and you can also see the respirator haversack to be worn on the chest. Underneath those you can see the large haversack for the back and some water bottles there. And also we've got, in order for some bit of kit bashing, we've got a nice coffee cup there, the issue pattern mug. We've got bipod for the Bren gun. If we scroll down, we've got various rifles and small arms. So we've got the BAR there. The weapon top right and bottom left, you can see, is the pattern 14/17 rifle. So that was issued back out to the men of the BEF and the Home Guard due to loss of material when they got back to England. Also, we've got the earlier pattern Thompson gun there as well. So this pattern 14/17 rifle was actually quite accurate. What they did is it was made by a number of manufacturers under license or in support of the war effort in the US, and they found the ones made by Winchester apparently were the most accurate, so they tended to turn them into sniper rifles. Having a look at the other weapons we've got the service revolver there, bottom left, and we've got a Lewis gun. Okay, we have got the top magazine for that, or drum magazine for that, elsewhere on the sprue. We've got the Bren gun carried in the reverse on the shoulder. And we have got the most numerous weapon which is on the sprue, which is the short magazine Lee Enfield, SMLE. So named, nothing to do with its magazine, but because it was shorter than the longer barreled and longer than the carbine. And you can see there the entrenching tool handle and head itself carried on the rear of the body. Going down, we've got some bodies. We've got the Bren gun there in the firing position for the prone body. Various rifles held bayonet fixed in the charge, or the on guard position. We've got the weapons being fired and carried in the shoulder. Got some bodies, we'll flip it around and have a look. We've got the 2-inch mortar. Again, the arm for that is designed to be fitted to the prone body. Another weapon carried in the advance or on guard or charging position. Prone body there on the right and the kneeling body on the left. On the various arms, so one thing I love about this is that although we don't have an instruction sheet in here, is that the arms are lettered or numbered accordingly. So left and right, and then the number, so you can pair them up without any dramas looking around. We've got the fixed entrenching tool, pointing hand, the 2-inch mortar bomb ready to be dropped down the barrel of the mortar. Scrolling down, we've got a whole bunch of heads. We're going to flip it around now in a second and I'll have a look at that other side for you. Just bear with me, I'll turn it around, we'll have a look then. So we can see here from the other side, we've got the officers' heads, we've got the TOS, Tam O'Shanter as well for the troops that wore those. We've got the helmeted heads, the Lewis gun drum magazine on the right hand side there next to the Tam O'Shanters. We have got the side caps, and we've got some covered helmets there as well. Both things useful for this set to stand it out from the others, being of course the covered helmets in this manner, I guess particularly reminiscent of the BEF, and the side caps there as well, that early war period, and also into the Home Guard. So useful if you're going to assemble this Home Guard. At the bottom there, we've got some more of those entrenching tools. We've got the Tommy gun, ammo drum pouch, and we have got the gas capes to put on top of the haversacks. Speaking of which, we'll just have a look further back up here at the front of some of these bodies. So as you can see, some of them come with the pouches already on at the front, some of them don't, so that you could turn them into the, put the different pouch, the service revolver pouch and stuff on them to make that model the officer, for instance. You can see the underside of the prone body there on the left, and there's our kneeling body going up. You can see another one of the bodies there without the pouches on them, so providing options. And we can see some more of the detail on the weapons. So really, really nice sprue. Loads of options there. Loads of things to put on there that are typical of BEF and or Home Guard. So it's really good. Let's see what we can do when I put the models together. I'm going to take this away now. I'm going to assemble some of the models and I'll bring it back shortly. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I went and assembled some of these models. Let's have a look and see what sort of variation we can get from the sprues. So firstly, this guy here, really appreciated being able to have the parts to put him in a good charging pose. So the respirator haversack at the front there. What I did with this guy is, because his arms are quite close to his body, is I just asserted it from the top of his body, and I just nipped off the bottom corners where it meet his arms, just in there behind the arm, just on a diagonal so that it would fit in there. It's behind the arms, you can't see, but still has that good look like it's been scrunched down by the pose, by the arms. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this guy around, so excuse my fingers getting in there. As you can see, I left him in light order at the back, going into the assault. And one thing to note about all these miniatures I'm going to show you is that none of them have been cleaned up properly. And by that I mean none of the mould lines have been taken off them. I can absolutely tell you they were a joy to put together, hardly any mould lines at all. So what you see is what you are going to get, certainly on these early production runs of sprues. Very, very clean. I like this guy here, I like the soft cap. It reminded me of Dad's Army. In fact, his face reminded me of the sergeant of Dad's Army, and for that, is it Uncle Arthur? Old Pike's uncle is our wife's very good friend. So the sergeant, I put him in that sort of relaxed pose because he struck me as that way, so maybe some sergeant stripes and stuff to be given to him later. But yeah, nice weapon at the carry. Probably one of the most realistic slung weapons poses I've seen yet from a plastic miniatures manufacturer, actually. So very good. Let's have a look at the back. And there we go. So I've just added a helmet to the rear, as if it was clipped on to the rear, and you can see his large haversack on his back and the gas cape on the top. The gas cape's got some straps on it. I know they'd quite often frequently did the diagonal strapping to hold it down, but I think it looks good like that, so I don't have a problem with it. Let's move on. The next one here is, again, pretty iconic of the BEF forces in France. So that helmet cover on there. He's wearing his haversack with the gas cape on the back. Looking down the rifle. There we go. One thing I love about the weapons is the hang of the sling. Really, really good. And if I turn this guy around, I love the the ability to tilt his head. So what I did to achieve that is I just beveled the neck. I guess you could describe it as the male part of the ball and socket. So I've just beveled the neck there, which allowed the flatness of the head part, the neck part under his chin to sort of sit on it nicely. And I really appreciate the way that he's able to look down on his weapon. See his kit on the back there. Yeah, great stuff. Moving on. Let's look at this guy here who is in the kneeling position. Again, if I turn him like this, so he's just about to form a cheek weld. Position and hold must be firm enough to support the weapon. So he's just about to get into that there, or maybe he's just released the shot and he's looking up. But yeah, nice pose. These SMLE look really good, really good. Again, got full kit. Another reason why this is useful to me, this kit here, is because in reality, if you took off the respirator haversack, this model would look exactly like a New Zealand soldier all the way through the war, finishing in Italy. The reason for that is New Zealand kept the SMLE rifle and that sword type bayonet all the way throughout. Never went to the Mark IV or the pig sticker bayonet. So really useful kit, especially for winter Italy. And here we've got the officer in a lighter dress. I imagine as Batman, Jeeves is carrying his kit. Jeeves can sacrifice himself to get Major Farquaad's gas cape to him in event of alarm. But yeah, nice pointing arm in the set. That service revolver at the rest there, it actually does look nice like that, but it can also be posed to be pointing straight out in front. So yeah, they've done a really good job with that arm to make it just suitable to be rested, but also can look like it's firing. From the rear there, you see I've left him in a lighter order. I have attached a Warlord Games British map case to him. There we go. And just having a look here, you can see there a service revolver pouch. Really good. So obviously a couple of simple additions there over those models, the map case and the helmet here, although I could have just as easily cut the helmet off another head in this box. I just had a one that did not have somebody's bonce occupying it. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the other poses in the kit and a couple of better kit bashes. See you in a second. Alright, so here's a bit of a kit bash I made. The pose is all Atlantic from the set. So if I turn it around, you'll be able to see nice dynamic grenade throwing pose. So again, Respirator Haversack on the front there. What I've done with this guy is, I imagine he's yelling grenade as he throws it. So I chose the shouting head, and I have added a Perry Miniatures rifle onto it just because it had a nice dangling strap with a single arm attached. So I thought that was a useful addition. You could possibly do that with some of the other weapons that are in the kit, although the hands aren't centralized as much. You could probably tuck one underneath the arm if you're willing to cut away one of the arms at the holding it up on sort of the fore grip on the furniture on the weapon. But yep, I was really happy with that pose. Sort of felt it came to life. This guy here, I was channeling Pike from Dad's Army. So what I did is I used the scarf from the Wargames Atlantic French Resistance, Partisans box set, and put it around his neck. I still require to put some green stuff in there. You can see that it's standing up too much and there's no collar or anything on this side here. So my aim is to give it some green stuff in that area there, or some modelling putty, build it up, have the collar overlapping on that side. At the moment he looks a bit chilly, a bit sort of maybe reminiscent of World War I's, so those scarves you sort of see on the Western Front or something like that. But once I get those colours on there of the Aston Villa football team, I'm sure that he'll start to look a wee bit like Pike. Here's two versions of the prone body. So firstly is a Bren Gunner. You can see how the left arm comes underneath and supports it. He's going for underhand grasp on the butt instead of the overhand grasp where the cheek weld comes in. Again, put a relevant kit on his back if you like. But I wanted to show this one here as well, the alternate use of the prone body, which is the rifleman firing from the prone. See, great posing of that and great sculpting of that weapon sling. Love the way it dangles down and just drags across the ground with its weight on. So yep, two uses for that. I did find a third use, and if I zoom out here and give you guys one last look at those four, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the last use of that prone body that I used in a minute. Alright, welcome back. Here we go. This is the last use I had for this prone body, although I will make another one with binoculars. It'll be a simple kit bash from another kit, possibly the US Army kit. We shall see. Anyway, here's what I did with the Bren Gunner arms. So I clipped off the Bren gun, as you can see. If you do it quite carefully, like I have done here, with a little bit of glue towards where the buttstock is and stuff like that, behind the pistol grip, you could possibly even put that onto an arm that is carrying a rifle. I'll leave that to you guys to see what your creativity comes up with. What I did again is, after having the Perry Miniatures sprues out for the 8th Army, is I had a look at this Boys Anti-Tank Rifle arm, and I said, you know what, I'm pretty sure that can fit on to this prone body. So what I've done here is I have cut off the arm just at the wrist, attached it to the prone Bren gun arm that I'd already made adjustments to, having taken off the Bren gun. And there's a little gap there where the butt will go into the shoulder, but if you look carefully, the actual fabric of the shoulder is pushed back slightly in the socket as well, so that's no problem. I'll just build that up with a little bit of modelling putty, green stuff, or whatever modelling putty you use. So yeah, I was really quite happy with that. So points to note, if you cut it immediately after the hand on the battle dress smock wrist there, just as the cuff comes out, what you will actually do is you will keep the supporting hand attached to it for the left arm. So if I turn this guy around, you can see here that that is the case. So I was really happy with that. Of course, you could fit a Warlord Games one on there as well. I was quite happy with the scale of this one, and the Warlord one, I mean this one here maybe slightly small, the Warlord one slightly bigger, but again that is one of the advantages of the Wargames Atlantic stuff, is that it's in between and it lets you choose your poison, so to speak. As usual with the Wargames Atlantic stuff, absolutely brilliant for using them for conversions, but fantastic to use other bits on them to convert them up as well. So there we go. Some great uses of the Wargames Atlantic sprues. I'm really happy. I know Wargames Atlantic spent a lot of time adjusting their initial renders based on feedback from people, and you know, great customer service. Not only did they firstly produce this from the fact they had their, as a result of their vote on the Vox Populi, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, system, where basically Wargamers voted on what kit they wanted WA to stick out. Then they actually listened to them in regards to adjusting their digital sculpts to get out a really, really nice kit. I think there's loads of possibility in this for both Home Guard, perhaps LDV, Local Defence Volunteers as well, prior to the Home Guard taking over that name, but I'd say that slightly later kit pushes it into the Home Guard period. And fantastic as well for me and anyone else who's considering making an army for the early war period for Commonwealth forces. I can't really commentate on all of them, but certainly the New Zealanders in Greece, which is what I've been thinking of, as that holds particular importance for Rex and I, as our grandfather was there in Greece and Crete. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, stick it in the comments below. I recommend you pick some of these up if you're interested in the period or any of the multiple versatile uses that I've stated. And yeah, let us know how you found the kit below. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Thanks everybody, see you soon.